Yeah, let me show you one. Don't run it, please, while we're here. I would be cautious about running it outside also, but there's something called mass scan, which is a scanner, as you can see here. This was first presented, I think, at Black Hat. I'm not totally sure, but I think so, at the 2014 Black Hat hacking conference. And it's basically, yeah, a scanner, a script that will scrape the entire internet in minutes. So Shodan has massive resources, and they have the ability to continuously do this, to update their databases. And yeah. It brings up some interesting questions, though, because Shodan sometimes goes very deep in terms of what they're doing. If there's something like a VNC port exposed, and that VNC is not secure, Shodan will actually post a screenshot of that server. So it brings up some ethical questions. Is it really legal? Is it not? It's probably crossing some boundaries in some countries, but it's something to think about. Let me give you an example. Let's just do a general search for port 5900. As I mentioned before, this is VNC. So you can see that there are 100,000 just in the States alone, a total of 346,000 VNC devices exposed. And you can see it's all broken down by countries. In China, for Russia, we have 7,000. China, we have 25,000. Thailand, 3,000. It's very interesting. You can see the type: Apple, real VNC, VNC, and again, operating systems, top ISPs, top countries. So let's go to images. So I've gone to images.shodan.io. Why is that not images? Maybe they've stopped that. Something, it's possible that they can remove that. Let me just check. The DI internet working for you guys? I'm not able to, okay, there we go. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, it doesn't look like that is active anymore, unfortunately. Basically, what they were doing is displaying images of the connections that they scanned that were not secure. So you have VNC, you have remote access on your website. Shodan was actually scanning and taking a photo of your desktop, exactly as it is. Whatever system you're working on, they can see your emails, they can see everything. whether it's a server or a desktop. Very scary, and they had thousands and thousands and thousands of images all over the world. They even had POS systems, you know, like you use at Brown Coffee or any shopping mall. They had those screens. Scary, and that gave you full remote access also. So very, very interesting. Unfortunately, though, it looks like they're not doing this anymore. Oops. Okay, so let's take a look now at Netcraft, which is another useful site. You can browse to it, https://netcraft.com. And you can see that I'm using what's called the Netcraft toolbar. So every site that I browse to, it gives me a little bit of information. How long the site's been active, the risk rating, the rank in terms of the Google rank. I can click this to get a report on this specific site, and I know who's hosting. In this case, they're going through Cloudflare, you know, to protect against various types of attacks. But tell me a site name, and we can get some information about that. It's like, no, not that one. Another one.
I think that they have the person who authorized the website, so we can ask.
Well, this is okay. That's a great This is actually legal. So we're just gathering public information. There's no hacking going on. It's just information gathering, and this is all from public source.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at Cisco.com, because that's our target. So you can see Cisco systems since 1995. Pretty basic. Okay, then it switched to Akamai, which is a content provider. And you can see where it's hosted also. Akamai has distributed data centers all over the world. So they basically give you content that's closest to where you are. Since we're in Cambodia, we're browsing to their Singapore data center, as we can see here. To get a site report, you just click this link. And it's going to take us to netcraft.com, where we get some useful information here. We've got the IP, IPv4, IPv6. Not telling us who the domain registrar is, which is not great. Sometimes you get that. We've got the DNS admin, NetBlock owner, name server, hosting, where the hosting company is located. And this is also kind of interesting. You get a hosting history for any site that we browse to. Sometimes going back only a couple of years, but sometimes going many years, which is quite neat. And also some security information. So if you see a site that's on a block list of some sort, you know that that company maybe has some weak IT security practices, and you can find a better way to exploit the target. Let's take a look at a local site and see if we can get some different results. Say, Digi maybe, digi.com. Okay, so here, we're looking at Digi. We've got a DNS admin, we've got name, server name, IP. Kind of interesting, right? And then we've got a bit of a hosting information. We know the operating system is Linux. We know they're running Apache. We know what version of Linux they're running, which is CentOS. So that's kind of cool. Any questions on Netcraft? Again, this is all legal. This is open source. You can do this to any site, even Secretary or Alter Labs is fine. No problem. Okay, the next site that we want to take a look at is specific for SSL testing. Whoops, sorry. SSL, as you know, has many security flaws. It's used to keep the traffic on your site free from being intercepted. But SSL itself, depending upon the version and the implementation, can have its own risks. What kind of sites need to have SSL? I'm sorry? Yeah, exactly. Banks, email providers, e-commerce, exactly. Any sites that have login forms should always have SSL. Even sites without login forms, just for the sake of privacy, should also implement SSL. And I think that's the way the future is going. It's now possible to get free SSL certificates. But this site, sslabs.com/SSL test, will let you run a free test totally anonymously against any website with SSL enabled. So let's take a quick look at that. Okay, so Qualys, they're a well-known security company. They also sell SSL certificates. So you can see here at the bottom, it's quite interesting. The scores that you get. A is your top score, just like in school. F is your failing score. So you can see the recent worst. We've got a mobile company, TaiwanMobile.com, and that's their SSL VPN. Very scary. We've got an Indian site. We've got someone's CRM. Joybank.chance.co.jp. That's not a good thing. You never want to see your bank getting an F. So let's test a site. What SSL site would you guys like to test today? Okay, cool. Is it comkh or com.com? Okay, abanbank.com. That's abanbank.com. And then you can say, just to be nice, you can say don't show the results on the board. So in case they get an F, it won't show up here. So let's click submit. And then I have to allow my scripts. Okay, interesting. So ABA has a number of different servers. Looks like they're running on Amazon EC2. So we can basically just pick one, so we don't waste too much time on this. And so here it's giving you a lot of useful information in terms of their SSL configuration. Signature algorithm, extended validation, which is good. It's looking pretty good so far. Trusted, yes, so it's in a trusted root store. And we have to wait until it's done. But it's looking good so far. Normally you would see lots of red marks down here if there were some issues identified. So 33 seconds, that's a lot of time. Okay, well, it's not terrible. B is not great for a bank. You definitely want to see A or A+. It's most likely still supporting older key exchanges, just so that it's compatible with the largest number of web browsers. You see a lot of sites doing this, including banks and other organizations, because they don't want people browsing and then getting a warning message saying that it's not supported. Yeah, okay, so that's why we did the element key exchange. And again, that's probably just to support older web browsers. But overall, not bad. And so you can see here, handshake simulation. This will tell you all of the browsers that it supports, going back how far, basically. And that's useful even if you're a web developer. You can kind of get an idea of which browsers would be supported given your SSL implementation. Okay, so let's take a look next at the Wayback Machine. You can find this at archive.org/web. And the Wayback Machine has basically taken snapshots of billions of websites from different points in time. So Cisco, maybe they have a snapshot from 1995. And you can actually see what the site looks like. You can look at the underlying code. It's really interesting, and it's helpful in terms of reconnaissance because an attacker would use this to find old bugs, maybe to find credentials that were mistakenly stored on the site, to find staff that may have left the company that they can social engineer. So let's take a quick look at archive.org. Okay, so 464 billion web pages have been saved, which is pretty amazing. This is a repository, 464 billion pages. So let's take a look at our target website, cisco.com.